we are talking about the cycle, hydrological cycle, with respect to this figure. So after precipitation, some amount of the water is getting absorbed by the crops and the trees, and from that there occurs evaporation. Here it has been shown. Some amount get deep percolate into the earth crust and it joins the groundwater table. Further it moves and joins to the streams and oceans, or streams and the rivers, and deep percolated further water joins the oceans. And from that again there occurs the evaporation, and through that evaporated mass there is to form the clouds, and those clouds get condensed and they again yields the precipitation. And that precipitation may be over the water bodies, that is oceans and seas, or if those clouds are has been moved further towards the ground surface, in that case that precipitation may occur over the ground surface. So this is all about a hydrological cycle. Okay, so now we'll see the main components of the hydrological cycle. The main components are broadly classified as transportation component and movement components, we can say. The transportation component is also called as a flow component. So the transportation component of a hydrological cycle includes the precipitation, evaporation, transpiration, infiltration, runoff, etc. Means in the transportation component we can summarize the things those are there in, that is a precipitation, that is the condensation of the clouds and generation of the either a rainfall or a snowfall or other form of precipitation. Then evaporation, that is the transformation of the phase of the water from the water to the vapor, that is evaporation. Crops. And then the infiltration. So infiltration is nothing but the movement of the water inside the earth, and then runoff, that is a movement of the water over the earth surface. So it means that after precipitation it may leads to the evaporation directly, or it may leads to the transpiration from the plants or the crops, or it may leads to the infiltration, that is a movement of the water inside the soil, or it may leads to the runoff, means it may leads to the movement of the water over the ground surface. So those things are considered under the transportation component or the flow component of the hydrological cycle. And the second component of the hydrological cycle is the storage component. Okay, so in that the various parameters those are included. Those parameters are nothing but storage on land surfaces. It means it is a seas, oceans, ponds, lakes, etc., etc. And the another parameter which is included into the storage components is the soil moisture. That is the amount of water which has been held by the soil particles. Means the whatever amount of the precipitation or the from the hydrological cycle has been absorbed by the soil, that is nothing but the soil moisture. Whereas the amount of that precipitation or amount of the water from the hydrological cycle that has been appearing over the in the water bodies, it is in the seas and oceans, that we are considering as a storage on land surfaces. Whereas whatever the amount of the water which has been getting inside the earth crust, that is considered as a groundwater. It means that whatever the components are there, different components are there of the hydrological cycle, those are grouped into the two main categories or two main groups, that is transportation component and storage component. So transportation component includes precipitation, evaporation, transpiration, infiltration, runoff, whereas a storage component includes storage on the land surfaces, soil moisture, and groundwater. It may be, we can see here in that is infiltration we have included into the transportation component, because infiltration is only the process of movement of the water and it is not the storage. Okay, infiltration is not the storage, but it indicates the movement of the water. Precipitation indicates the movement, evaporation indicates the movement, transpiration indicates the movement, runoff also indicates the movement. Likewise, infiltration also indicates the movement of water inside the through the soil. So this is included under the transportation component or the flow component, whereas the storage components are nothing but they are going to store the either water or the ice, whatever it may be. Here we are considering the precipitation in the form of water, so that is the rainfall. So if the rainfall is there, in that case the storage components may be the uh, storage of the water only, that is appearance of the water over the or in the various structures, that may be the man-made structures or that may be the natural structures. Natural structures means seas and oceans we can say, or the natural bodies we can say, seas and oceans.